one gentleman said he has a superpower, and the superpower is quote unquote bipolar. Kanye West. Did y'all see him on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the whole joint.
I did. I tuned into it too.
Y'all reaction?
I thought it was good. He was just basically talking about innovation, how he's misunderstood really, and going on rants. But I felt like it was enlightening though, honestly. Like even like how he was talking about what he would change if he was like president. And it's not even about being president. Just like I said, he was talking about how like we've evolved around the systems that we're conformed by, that are like set in the old times now. Like he used the example like the government being like from 1930s, but we in 2020 and shit. Like we revolve around that shit. We need to expand, like innovate.
You talking
I like
people with wigs, the white wigs.
yeah. Like I just like how he was talking about the whole innovation thing, like farming and like just like housing and education, stuff like that. So I could appreciate it. Yeah. I never thought he was crazy or anything. He just needed a translator. But like I could appreciate it. I thought it was a good, thorough podcast. Just 3 hours.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy. I think the only thing that kind of stuck with me is when he said he wanted to buy Universal.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
Because just like 3 weeks ago, he was talking about I'm trying to get everybody masters back. Like the whole fucking game is fucked up. Like these slave deals. He's like I thought about buying my masters, but I was like, nah, that's too small. I want to buy Universal.
Yeah. And he said, what did he say, 33 billion or something?
Yeah, he's like that. That is leveling up.
Nigga, that's how you know that's how
the move.
Yeah, that's how you know that nigga seeing numbers too, though. That's how I know he's like,
right.
I feel like Kanye really one of the ones that be seeing money.
Yeah.
Like even the way he talks.
But I remember like when he was on Nick.
No, go ahead.
How he was on Nick Cannon and shit, and before I would say like he would talk about money too much, but in this point he said, I keep talking about money, but money is a tool in this type of situation, and that's when I had an understanding of it. He's using it as a tool, as a crutch, as leverage over people. And when he's making X amount of money, and these people are like, oh, you'll never run for president, you'll never do this, you'll never do that. Like money is the tool in these situations when you get to this type of level. And then I probably won't ever experience like that type of situation, but to probably make a change that we can actually see, yeah, you do have to use money as a tool, as a crutch, as a weapon,
Right. I just feel like a lot of stuff that he that he says and like his ideas, they're not gonna hit till it's like in the latter years, like 10 years from now, until he's gone. I'm telling you, shit's gonna be sad. Because he really is like. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying that's basically what he was talking about. Like he's always he's speaking into the future. He's talking about like if he's saying he's gonna buy Universal, of course it sounds crazy to you today, but you don't know where shit might be 10 years from now. And if you watch every interview this nigga said and everything this nigga said he was going to do, he did everything he said he was going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So it's like
true indeed.
So it's always going to sound outlandish because you're literally listening to a nigga with a vision. Like he sees. It's like he speaks of seeing himself doing things before he does the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that's basically what the law of attraction is. And the nigga kind of do this shit. You know what I'm saying? He does it the right way. And then you see him, doing everything he said he was going to do. So I like hearing them talk like that, especially as a black man. Just to hear a black man speak like that, talking about making money moves and power moves. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of niggas, like rappers will be like, oh, I wear this chains to show niggas inspiration. Oh, I got this fly shit to show niggas inspiration. This nigga talking about making 50. You know what I'm saying? Making all the like bro, you were saying Randall, like just talking all these numbers and shit. Like this nigga's making power moves. It could be inspirational to a lot of other black people to do the same shit. So yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I mean, he also said like a lot of keywords that like we talk about on a weekly basis on the Flight Room podcast. Like he said, he was talking about fluoride and how like it block your pineal
Oh
gland.
yeah.
I was saying toothpaste. I was saying your deodorant. He talked about how like Disney and Maleficent with
Oh yeah, the Moors.
yeah Andrew
Did we talk about that? I picked up on that too when I watched that show. I was like, they using the Moors like
right.
a whole different. Yeah, that's like a whole different meaning. Yeah, who they are.
Planned Parenthood and keyword eugenics. Like you gotta pay attention to the keywords he's using in these jokes. Like he talk about Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee and being JFK'd and Prince and these people that have
Bob Marley
have been taken out.
Bob Marley, all like, that shit. Yep,
he sure did.
So like, it's some like I don't know, but at the same time, like Kanye is quote unquote running for president, but ideally or realistically, of course he's not going to win president. But I think this is like the measure of what he wants to do in the future. Like if he gets like a little bit of response to this jump, he may go hard for like 2024.
Yeah, right. And I think it's all about like for Kanye, like the way he talks, like the way he operates is like his shit is like off network. So I feel like he wants to do this shit for the network anyway. Even how he's talking about bringing countries together and all that shit. Right. Yeah. Like his shit is about like network.
And another thing, we talking about Haiti and how they had all that disaster relief, the fucking hurricane, the earthquake. Mm-hmm. None of that money went to actually Haiti, and this is the Clinton Foundation and shit. Like he's never going to be a part of the Democratic Party what they want him to be. So of course, you gotta align independently, or I mean, even like Republicans are not gonna align with him. So like he do have to make his own little niche, and this is like a heat check for real right now for him. I don't know. He's too damn busy to be actually run for president.
Yeah, he got a lot of shit going on. A lot. But I don't even know how he finds time in like a day to do a lot of this shit.
But this thought, it's something that's needed.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you never know. You never know. Donald Trump became the president, dog. And I never would have thought it would ever happen. And that shit happened. And he might win his second term. So it's like, what you know what I'm saying?
But that,
I mean, why not Kanye? You know?
Yeah, Kanye's on Colorado's ballot. I know that shit.
But Trump piggybacked off the Republican jump because he thought it was like an easy way in. Like I can't see Kanye like aligning himself with a blue or a red.
Yeah. He'd have to do all his shit like.
Then did he start the black? Then did he start the black party or some shit like that? What was it called? Was it some shit? Did he start it?
The birthday party.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about. But then did he start like a little joint too?
I think so. I want to say something with the black party.
The black party, right? Yeah.
You ain't watching none of it out?
No, I ain't watching none of it.
Don't watch the clips. Watch the whole joint in entirety.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason I ain't watching none of it. Because I mean, if I watch clips, like you already know, I enjoy hearing everything in its full context. So even like you hear the little clip and shit, you don't hit the whole portion. So I wanted to make sure I set aside real time to actually sit down and listen to the whole thing before I started and stopped.
He ain't really think with this one, he ain't really say nothing too crazy. Like he was kind of calm for the most part. Right. Joe Rogan kind of sat back and didn't really give him too much pressure. You know what I'm saying? It was basically like Kanye just expressing himself and Joe just sitting back letting him do his thing kind of. And he really ain't say nothing too wild. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't one of those type of interviews.
Yeah, but even still, and I know everybody probably has their own view. Like, I think one of the clips I saw, I mean, not even a clip, one of the like headlines I saw or something was like Kanye wants to do away with Black History Month, but without knowing the whole context, without knowing the whole like background or like hearing his whole like demeanor or viewpoint on it, it's like, dog, it'll be pointless for me to even like jump in and like try to listen to that conversation or anything of that sort. And I mean, I'm pretty sure. Truthfully, many of Kanye speakings or whatever, but I'm pretty sure this isn't like a new thing where as though somebody said like, you know what I'm saying, go away with Black History Month or anything of the sort. So, but at the same time, I always want to hear the full context and everything. So that's where I was just at with it.
I hear you. And even when you do hear the full context, it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that because like you said, I saw a snippet and before I watched it, and then it was like I said, how he said he wanted to buy Universal, but then like he followed that up with basically talking about, I didn't know this. He feels as though like he's one of the greatest producers that's ever existed. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying, for him to go there, it just shows you why he's thinking the way that he's thinking, you know? Cause I'm better than almost everything. So why would you want everything? You know?
And even with that, like I mean, a lot of the so-called greats always feel that they're the greatest in their sport or the greatest in their realm. So
Exactly.
Outlandish thought. I mean, it's probably more so outlandish.
Yeah, I don't think that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
no, like I think that's how you're supposed to think.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like I heard him, like when I heard him wanting to buy Universal, I'm like, wow, that's big. But then he follows it up by saying, like he feels as though he's like one of the greatest producers that's ever lived. That shows me like where his mindset is as far as like you guys are still trying to put me here in this box. Even, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not in there. I'm nowhere in there. So stop fucking looking. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when I say shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you said that." Like, are you surprised, my nigga? Like, I'm not thinking the way that you're thinking.
But that's like that's like the whole like NBA type shit. Like if they realize like they don't need, you know, quote unquote, the organization that is the NBA, and like they are the content creators, they are the producers of the talent. Like they can, you know, break free. It could be theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a whole.
He talked about fear though. He talked about fear. He talked about all that shit. Even how he broke down the example you were just talking about. Yeah. Faith and fear, and like I don't know, just like mindset of being in a box. He was using this example like, yo, he wanted something built a certain way, but the like contractors kept coming back and they wouldn't build it 100% the way he wanted to build that shit. But he's paying them to build it 100% the way he wants them to build it. Man, they had this block in their brain, scared to build it the way he wanted them to build it because they're so used to like, you know, being programmed in a certain way to do shit, like 70%. It's like, I don't know, a lot of his interview was breaking all that shit down, like explaining himself, expressing himself. Yeah, Ben Sessions.
This nigga said, I think three-dimensionally.
Man, yeah.
I'm like,
it should make sense to me. Yeah. It should make sense to me.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna listen to the rest of
it. Yeah. Even when he was jumping around and shit. When he be jumping around on subjects and shit, still be staying with it. It's crazy. Speak the same language. His mind just moved that fast.
I might not agree with everything you say.
Yeah.
I definitely listen. I'm a listener. I'm a very good listener. Like very good at that shit. And I'm a listener.
And that's what I also think. Like, I mean, I feel as though to actually, as you know, as an American, for us to break free of, you know, this traditional shit, we gotta stop putting fucking politicians in office because they not doing us right. So if it's a Kanye, if it's a Kanye or if Kanye inspires somebody, you know, to do that, you know, outside of politics, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I also will say, like, I mean, sometimes it may seem like Kanye is off the rail or whatever, off the normal thinking path, but I enjoy those types. I enjoy those conversations because like those conversations are where we find like the actual, not even the divide, but like we can find a common ground, or we can find some sense of like discussion points in which you articulate and you enjoy and you have conversations based off of other people's thoughts and other people's disagreements or what have you, as opposed to actually everybody trying to think conventionally. And if everybody's always thinking conventionally or everybody's always thinking the same, you're not having discussions or you're not having thoughts outside of them, as long as they're respectable conversations. I think we're in the best interest of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be no growth if everybody was thinking the same. You know what I'm saying?